Frank Theron presents Fantasy.
Out of the slime of creation he crawled, to force a wavering path through fetid jungle, until his footsteps echoed through his own self-made canyons, whereupon he dared to face eternity and call himself man. Look within yourself, O mind of man. Of what worth are your fleeting impressions? What philosophy dares decide between the real and the unreal, the true and the false, without thought to the strange happenings in the universe? A caution to your puny wisdom, O mind of man. Do you dare to say that this is truth and that is fantasy?
Quite obviously, it's time for the sponsor's opening commercial message. So, in the absence of said sponsor, we will use this space to tell you about fantasy. Our message is short. As you consider this program, bear 2 points in mind. 1, fantasy has the same high listener appeal as that enjoyed by the current cycle of murder mysteries, without the objectionable qualities of the murder mystery. 2, fantasy offers a source of radio material virtually untapped since Orson Welles skyrocketed to fame with his Men from Mars. But don't misunderstand. Fantasy is not a series dependent on the space void. For fantasy can happen in your own backyard. And now, as you listen to our story, we ask that you decide for yourself. Is it truth or is it fantasy? Listen to Entity from the Void.
Hello, darling.
Father, you old sweet. Did you come to have a glass of punch with me?
I did indeed. Why aren't you dancing, dear?
I did earlier. I'd love to dance, but Fred...
Oh, he's drunk again.
He's been very drunk for 2 hours.
Look, darling, again I ask, why don't you divorce Fred? After all, there can't be much left.
There's nothing left. But marriage meant so much to me, Father. It was a new life, a useful life. Children, a home to make.
Oh, my child, you can marry again.
Perhaps. But you see, Father, there's no one else. Think I'll hang on to my frayed threads a while.
Very well, my dear. Well, I'll run along. I'm playing cards with Carl. Bye, darling.
Be careful, Plunger.
Nada,
Hello. Oh.
you love to dance. Will you dance with me?
I don't think we've met.
Does that matter so much? We might still enjoy dancing together.
Yes, we might. Very well. Do you hear a strange sound?
I hear intriguing music. Shall we go to the dance floor?
Why hasn't someone introduced us earlier?
I was not here.
Oh, then you came late.
No, I was near you. I've been near you often.
You have? I don't understand.
I swam in the surf with you yesterday.
Yesterday? Now I know you're having fun with me. I swam alone.
Yes, out to the old breakwater. I was there when you tore your swimming clothes on the rusty nail.
You saw that? How terrible of you. I was mortified even though I was alone. But you couldn't have been there. I would have seen you.
It's no fault of yours. I did not let you see me.
Who are you? What is your name?
Is a name of any importance? Isn't it pleasant just to be together? dancing, talking.
How strangely persuasive you are. Yes, I admit it. I find it pleasant.
Now I am happy. Now I feel that I can say more to you.
Let's step out on the terrace. Now I want you to tell me where did he go? How strange. Seems almost as though he disappeared.
Well, here you are, darling.
Oh, Fred.
Oh, Fred. Yes, dear. Your husband. Is anything wrong with that?
Please, Fred.
Please, Fred. Please, Fred. I've been looking all over for you. I want to dance. Everybody dancing, I want to dance too.
Fred, please. Fred, you're hurting my arm.
Oh, now, don't start crying again. I want to talk to you.
I'll talk to you when you're sober. I'm going to walk on the beach.
Nada, darling.
Oh, Father, I didn't hear you come.
You were too busy with your tears, dear. I saw you come out here to the beach, so I followed. Tell me about it.
Oh, nothing, Father, really. Fred, he just tried to kiss me. And after all, he is my husband.
My dear, I know that your loyalty is badly misplaced. You're chained to a besotted fool, and I'll not stand by any longer.
But there must be something we can do for him.
Perhaps a good punch in the jaw, which I would like to administer personally.
Now you're giving away to your feelings, Father. If we could get him away from liquor
Wait.
for a while.
My Southern Queen is sailing for Rio in 3 days, carrying steel plates for me. The ship has accommodation for 24 passengers. It's quite comfortable, carries a doctor and an excellent chef. But no bar.
Oh, Father, you darling, I'd like to try it. If I could keep Fred sober for 2 weeks, it might just be enough to bring him back to reason.
Well, I'll arrange it in the morning. Now, how about drying your eyes and coming back to the party?
In a moment. Father, did you see the man I danced with just after you left me?
Why, no, dear. I went to play bridge.
I'm sorry. I wanted at least to know his name.
Well, what did he look like? Describe him. I can probably name him.
Well, he was tall, with wonderful shoulders and crisp brown hair with just a little bit of a wave in it. And the bluest eyes I've ever seen. And there was a cleft in his chin.
Oh, darling, how many fillings in his teeth? You certainly looked this young man over.
Oh, Father, I didn't really.
I don't recognize this paragon. I'm sorry, dear.
Well, it doesn't really matter. But at least I would have liked to know his name. He was strange. Strange. I had an odd feeling of godliness.
Well, now, dear, after 3 days, this cruise begins to look a little better. Martini?
Fred, where did you get the liquor?
I had it in my steamer trunk. Excellent martinis. You sure you'll care for one, darling?
Really, no.
Martinis are a boon to mankind. I should like to soliloquize or write a poem to them. Unfortunately, I can never think of words that rhyme. However, if I do not have the pen, I do have the soul of a poet. Don't you think I have the soul of a poet, Nada? Really, now?
Please, Fred. I'd rather you didn't put your arm around me now.
My dear child, may I point out that drunk or sober, I'm still your husband.
And you're doing an excellent job of bringing that to an end.
Really? My little chickadee planning to fly her nest? I don't think I would.
And why not?
Because I'll simply take it upon myself to make your life as miserable as a life could be from then on.
How hateful you can be.
Darling, you've no idea. You're quite sure you don't want a martini? No? Well, then I'll drink it myself. Nectar of the gods, solace of the lonely, companion of the dilettante.
Fred, I'm going to take a walk on deck. Don't you want to come with me?
Of course I don't want to come with you. In the first place, it's blowing some weather. And in the second place, all I want of this miserable tub is a view of Rio Harbor as soon as possible. Then I shall take a plane home.
I'm sorry we came. I had hoped that...
Oh, well, I'm sure the whole cruise was an idea of that stupid parent of yours.
Please, we'll have nothing to say about my father.
And why not? He's a dull businessman. And I suspect an interfering busybody.
I notice you don't hesitate to spend his money.
Why should I? He has plenty of it. You don't think the only attractive thing about you was your beauty, do you, darling?
Fred, stop it. Stop it at once. Please try to retain some of the manners of a gentleman.
Gentleman? Why, I'm the perfect gentleman. All the society columns say that. Now, you'll notice the cut of my suit. Of course, it's bought with your father's money, dear.
That's enough.
Leaving so soon, my dear?
I'm going on deck.
Oh, it's very foolish of you. You might be blown over the rail and get very drowned.
That might be just what I want, Fred. Fred, please, Fred.
Slap me, will you? I'll show you. I'll take you down a peg or two.
That strange light in the sky. That light! That terrible light!
Nada.
What's happened? The terrible light, the strange sound.
Nada, please, do not be afraid. Only trust me.
Who are you? Where did you come from? What manner of strange creature are you to come out of the sky?
Nada, look at me. Look into my eyes. There you will see that you have nothing to fear.
You were frightening, but now
Yes, now you are happy, as you were when we danced. That is as it should be. Nada.
Tell me.
I understand, but believe me, I mean for you only the greatest of good. I am not of your world, Nada. I am an entity out of the void.
And now let us return to Entity from the Void.
What is truth? And what is fantasy? A lonely girl, a fog-bound ship in mid-ocean, and the mind-shattering appearance of a godlike creature. Is this fantasy? Or the strange, strange story which he had for lovely Nada? Was this perhaps truth?
An entity out of the void. What a frightening thought.
I am called Thur, and my world was called Kor.
Thur? And from a world called Kor? This is so hard to understand.
Patience, my dear, and you will understand. Kor was a planet in the 5th galaxy beyond this. My world has been destroyed for 1,000 years. Yet the light from it still shines upon your Earth, for the distance is so great that 2,000 light years are required to bring its glow this far.
These things you tell me, they're staggering. My mind, it's in a whirl.
But you believe me?
Yes. Oddly, I do believe you.
My people, though much like the people of your Earth, far surpassed you in intellect. And yet, our science, our culture, our developments of all kinds were of no use when the end came. The end of a tired, worn-out planet. I alone survived, for I alone was given the power.
This is frightening, and it's unbelievable.
Nada, it is frightening and unbelievable only because your mind is bound by the conventions of an unbelieving world. Let me show you my story.
Please do. Tell me your story.
Show you my story, Nada. Hold my hands. So. Now clear your mind of all thought. Clear it. I will help you.
I cannot. One's mind continues to function. The thought processes go on.
Clear your mind. Refuse your mind the privilege of thinking. I help you now. Think only as I tell you. See now a great hall, a hall of science, a hall wherein are gathered the greatest minds in the whole universe. See them, handsome men, some young, some gray-bearded, thinking, wishing.
Somebody ought to do something about this. I can't understand. Oh, there's Scar now. Here comes Scar. He'll know what surely he'll be.
Men of Corps! I beg your indulgence for having kept you waiting. Will someone report any further progress? Raga, you are in charge of ministry.
I have little to report, Gar.
Ah, yes. A pitiful shell, this planet of ours. No longer capable of producing even the simplest needs of science.
We have gone a step further in the disintegration and reassembly of matter. It would be simple to transport every person on Kor to another planet in a matter of seconds. But first, we must have a station and a power plant on the newly selected world.
And that is impossible?
Quite impossible, Gar.
Then my solution is the only one, though it presages death to Kor and the people of Kor. My friends, it is inevitable that we die, for I tell you this, that already has the breakup of our planetary mass begun. Within 12 nods, our world will have disintegrated, and all upon it will be dead.
Oh, no.
Wait!
That sounds terrible.
Wait. We must not let die what we have accomplished. We must preserve our sciences, our arts, our cultural advantages. I can send one man to another world. I am ready to teach one man the secret of the free entity.
Why, only one man, I should understand.
To one man can I give the ability to free himself from his mortal body, and as a free will, a free entity, he can roam the universe with a thought and settle where he will.
Men of Kor, if we are to send abroad our science, then I say that Gar himself is the one to go.
Yes,
Hold! Hold! The severance of the free will from the body will bring about shock of tremendous proportions. We need a young, strong man whose intellect is as well developed as his body. I call upon the young man, Thur.
I am here, Gar.
Then step forward. Thur, there is grave danger for you in this transmigration. You have the courage?
I am ready.
Then join hands with me and clear your mind of all thoughts. I will give you the power by impression, the more quickly to accomplish the freeing of your entity. When your mind is cleared, tell me.
Begin.
That terrible burning light.
I do not believe so. Wait. There! There!
I am safe, God.
Describe for us your surroundings, your emotions. Where are you?
I am in this room. Yet I am gone from our world. I am in the void. I have the feeling of being everywhere. I move 1 billion miles with a thought. I have no emotion, only a feeling of tremendous power.
It is a success. The transmigration of the will from the prison of a body to free entity.
What is that sound?
It is the crashing of disintegration. Our world is breaking up.
I hear you, God.
Go quickly! Lest in the coming cataclysm you will be drawn from your free entity to the husk of your body and consumed with us. Quickly! You have your mission. Go!
I go, God. Courage, men of Kor. And thus it has been, my Nada. For 1,000 years I have searched for a world to give the science and culture of Kor.
Fantastic and wonderful story. And I have no doubt now, third, of your wonderful powers. Then you will give these great powers, these sciences and this culture of Kor to our world, to the earth.
No, my Nada.
No, but you said
I
that...
said I searched for a world. I examined the planet you call Venus and which we call Mech. The great monsters which people displace, the horrid things still crawling in the steaming slime. They have millions of years ahead of them before they'll reach even a remote stage of intelligence. And the hairy creatures who scuttle about on 6 ugly legs and the great ball you have named Jupiter are intelligent enough, but the arts and sciences of Kor are best suited to a race of our physical proportions.
But then, this world of mine, why do you not give these things to us?
No, my Nada. On this earth, I have found only greed and selfishness and destruction. Man is pitted against man in hatred and lust. Were my powers given to him, man on this earth would destroy himself and his world.
I understand. Then you must go on searching.
No. No, in finding you, my search is completed. I have a plan. Far out in space, beyond this galaxy, I have come upon a perfect world. It is verdant and beautiful. You would call it paradise. No harmful being exists upon it, from the tiniest creature to the largest. Each one is gentle and kindly. My new world wants only man.
You have more to say, sir.
In your Christian belief, one man and one woman gave life to this earth.
Yes, that is our common belief.
Then why cannot one man and one woman give life to my new world? My Nada, only you have measured up to the standards I have set. In your nobility of thought, your gentleness, your loyalty, your goodness, and your beauty. Come with me.
How amazing and beautiful. A new race, a new beginning for mankind. Oh, sir, how glorious.
My Nada, with all the great powers at my command, I find that none is great enough to conquer the gentlest of all emotions. I find myself completely and utterly in love with you.
I know. And I love you, sir.
My darling.
Oh, we mustn't. Why did I let... Oh, sir, please.
My Nada, what is wrong?
Sir, I am already given to a man. I cannot even think
The
of...
weakling, the dissipate? Oh, you hate him, I know this. Forget him.
I cannot. Since childhood, marriage has been sacred to me. I cannot break a vow. in sickness and in death, for better or worse. No, sir.
Without you, my power is worthless to me.
Sir, if you love me, perhaps you could find among your great powers a way to strengthen my husband against his weaknesses.
And of course, I could do so with a thought.
Then will you, for me, my dear one, there can be nothing else.
Very well, my Nada. Let me bring him to mine. A moment. So, Nada, your husband is no longer a problem. Come, let us go to your cabin.
Oh, he's sleeping. Let me wake him. Fred. Fred.
Your husband is not sleeping, my Nada. He's dead.
Dead? Fred. Oh, no.
I am sorry, my dear.
But why did he die?
I have no answer to that.
It is strange. I feel little emotion. I feel no sorrow. Only pity. Pity for the pathetic wastrel whose unhappy life I shared. But I do feel some emotion. There it is hateful of me, but I cannot conquer it. I feel a sense of elation.
Perhaps, my Nada, at the thought that there is no longer a barrier between us.
I think. Yes, my darling. There is no longer a barrier between us.
You will go with me.
I will go with you to the end of the universe.
There is grave danger, Nada, for you. First, we must bring about the freedom of your entity. We must unshackle your will from your body. In that there is danger.
I am ready.
Join hands with me. So, now, clear your mind of all thought. I will help you. Look into my mind. Try. Try hard.
I will try.
Soon your mind will clear of all thought. Only the thought to tell me when to begin the transmigration.
My sir, begin.
God, what a terrible thing. That girl's father is the owner of this ship. She and her husband here are socially prominent. Doctor, what killed them?
Captain, this man died of acute alcoholism. I saw him at dinner in the salon, and already the signs were there.
But Mrs. Westgate and this stranger, whoever he is, what killed them? You're the ship's doctor. You must find out.
I have no idea. There are no marks of violence. And see their faces. Captain, they are supremely happy in death.
One of these love pacts. This will be a terrible scandal.
Somehow I don't believe it was a suicide pact. Captain, they've been dead less than half an hour. We know that. And yet these two bodies are cold. Strangely cold. Why, it is comparable only to what is called absolute cold. The cold of the space void.
Yes, man is life's enigma. Whether he lives in town or farm, in cottage or penthouse, or locked in the narrow confines of a bottle, or locked in the narrow confines...
In the narrow confines of a bottle? Yes, it's hard to believe that anyone could live in a bottle. Our fantasy next week will be The Bottle Party, adapted for radio from a story by John Collier. Fantasy is produced in Hollywood by Frank Farron. Tonight's fantasy was written and directed by Hobart Donovan. Special music for fantasy was written and arranged by John Duffy and Ken Cameron. The theremin was played by Dr. S.J. Hoffman. This is Ken Niles speaking. This is an Audition transcription.